Hey, so I'm back and I wanted to show you the next step of decorating some butter biscuits. So if you missed out on my live yesterday, I made some butter biscuits from my Mazek book, which if you haven't got, you'll have to get this recipe. But I'll just show you the recipe inside. So we made the biscuit yesterday, the plain biscuit, like those. Got poor connection, sorry guys if it's cutting out. And now I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do to decorate all these biscuits. So I'm going to turn my camera and just show you a couple things that I've set up to make it really easy for you. And then show you how I actually use the chocolate to decorate it. So let me turn this camera around first. So these are all my biscuits. Like you can. Sorry guys, I'm really sorry that it keeps cutting out. Hopefully it won't keep cutting out. But tell me in the comments if you can hear me or not so I know that you are there and that you can hear me. So these are the biscuits. I've just literally flipped them over, as you can see. And the reason why I've done that is to match them up. So you can see these two sort of match together so that they're pretty nice shape together. They don't have to like be perfect, but they just have to be a nice shape so that, like, say this tiny one went on like a really big one like this. It sort of is a bit too big. And the jam and things would come out. Try to match them as best you can. Now, the next thing I've done is melted some chocolate. So I've got some white chocolate. Now, a tip for you is melt the white chocolate first and then do your milk chocolate, okay? The reason for that is just you don't have to wash the bowl that way. And the other thing is you could either add some kofa or some coconut milk. I'm just going to stand over here because the connection seems to be better. So you can either melt some kofa or some coconut milk, coconut oil with the chocolate so that it's easier to dip your biscuits into. So that's really, really helpful because if you just melt the chocolate, it's going to be really thick and you're going to find it really hard to dip your biscuits into the chocolate. And the other tip is put it into I just put it into like a little teacup sort of thing so that the head of it is easy for you to dip in. Because if you're doing it into the Thermomix, it's going to be really hard for you to dip your biscuits into it. And you'll see that when I start doing the biscuits. So the next thing I've done is I've just laid them out. So these ones have already got the jam in them and I've matched them up. And I'll use this one to show you how I dip into the chocolate. And then these ones I just showed you how I've put the jam. So you can just see I line them up, fill them up, and then I just pop them all over. So it makes it really quick and easy. I'm just going to pass the camera over so that you can watch me do the dipping of the chocolate. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to use the chocolate and how to decorate them, just so you can get a couple of fancy ideas. They're really simple actually, but they make the biscuit look fancy. And then if you have questions, tell me in the comments and we'll try and answer them as we go along as well. Okay? So let me just flip this over. There we go. Yeah. All right, so we've got good stuff up down here. Now, literally all I do is, if you want to come closer, is I literally, should be right, there we go. So just come out, like all those little bits that come out, and then just place it down and let that dry like that. So you can go along and do as many white chocolate biscuits as you like. Go along and do some of the other chocolate as well. And they will dry beautifully like that. And when they dry, you could even then do chocolate. So you could do dark chocolate, white chocolate, milk chocolate, and get all those different colors. The other thing I like to do, we might just let them sit for a second. Let me just put a bit of this chocolate in. So you can see how it's a bit more sort of smoother and not so flat to dip these biscuits into it. But don't make it too thin because as well. So literally just dipping, this one's a bit thicker, the milk chocolate's a bit thicker than the white chocolate, so don't add as much to the white chocolate. You can see how that finished nicely. That was really easy to put down. Like, look how nice that is. And then even to, I'll do another one so you can see. Just show you another trick I like to do. Just like to try and get a nice finish on that. And all my melting chocolate instructions are on my website, free. You can just jump on there and check it out. I just want to show you, if I get a spoon, you can do like little lines. It makes a bit more mess, but it's really worth it. Like you can do cool little things like that just to make it a bit more fancy. And like how simple was that? Like a 2-second extra little thing to make it a little bit even nicer. So really simple, really easy things you can do. Love to hear what you think in the comments. Did we get any questions along the way?
No, not yet.
No? All right, so if you have questions or you watch the replay, please make sure you let me know in the comments. All right, guys?